I bought a lot of new makeup. In fairness to me, a lot of this was purchased during the Sephora sale, but still. I'm excited though, because I feel like we have entered the season of so many new makeup launches. I'm doing this Sephora version. I will in a few weeks do a new drugstore makeup version. So stick around, stay tuned for that one. If that is more what you're into, more the price range you want to spend, I'm really excited. Okay, so this is gonna be trying new makeup, but at the end, I'll share some of the other things I did buy during the Sephora sale. You may have caught a few weeks ago my Sephora recommendations and wish list. So a lot of these were on the wish list. Some of them were not. Actually, no, I think everything I have here generally, there might be a few surprises, but let's start first with this Farmacy lip smoothie. It's a lip balm, right? But it's honey vanilla, first of all. It's vitamin C and peptides. I am trying to get out of my Aquaphor. Listen, I will always use Aquaphor. But I mentioned recently, I feel like I've gotten bored with it because it's all I use for lip balm because it works. But sometimes I want something a little jazzier. And listen, this, oh baby, this is so juicy. This is like beyond a lip balm. This is like glossy, straight up glossy. I am into this though. Honey vanilla, definitely, it's a perfect hybrid of that. I just have been finding a lot of products from Farmacy I've been enjoying lately, so I was excited to give this a whirl. Feels really nice. I did put this on the other day because I just absolutely had to. And yeah, it's just comfortable. It wears off nicely. I mean, it's a lip balm, you know, it is what it is, but I really like it if you're wanting to jazz up your lip balm world. Okay, we're gonna try this ever viral Milk Makeup Cloud Glow Primer. This is that foaming primer you may have heard about. I'm gonna try it. I have heard very mixed things about it, but the reason I wanna try it is I wanna see what this is like after you put on sunscreen, because in an ideal world, you're just putting on this primer before makeup. It's gonna be supposedly hydrating, but it also helps your makeup last longer. There's good skincare ingredients in it, but I try to wear sunscreen every day. And so where does this fall in that routine? So it says to use as the last step in your skincare routine before applying makeup. So that's what we're gonna do. I would typically put on my vitamin C serum, which is I put on earlier today. I'm gonna throw on just a regular SPF. This is the Elta MD UV Restore. This is one I like, but it's not my favorite from Elta MD. I will link my favorite tinted one that they sell. It's a dermatologist beloved brand. That's actually where I discovered it originally, was at my dermatologist's office, and their tinted sunscreen is one of my favorites. So I'll link that below. This one has a white cast. It's okay. I'm honestly just trying to use it up. Well, hey, while I'm letting this sink in, let me show you some of the other things I did end up grabbing. I got the Laneige Bouncy and Firm Sleeping Mask. This just looks right up my alley, so I'm really excited to try it. I love the packaging of it. And again, as I've mentioned, I love the idea of a sleeping mask where you just put it on kind of as though it's your moisturizer and you sleep in it, and it just, I don't know. I keep seeing this glare on my nose. It's a light from over there, I think. And it's like this line, and I keep thinking something's on my nose. I don't even know if you guys can see. It's throwing me off. The only light I have on is one hitting the background because it's like super dark without it, but I'm trying to just use natural light. I just prefer it. I have gone through, you guys, so many different lighting situations, and it's not something I'm good at, A, and B, it looks so much better in natural light, you know? So there's a slight smell to this sleeping mask. It's not overwhelming, but it is there. But yeah, the texture looks kind of interesting. It's like a little bit whipped. So that I am very excited to give a try soon. And then I also got the Salt and Stone deodorant. This just sounds amazing. The scent is Santal and Vetiver. Honestly, you guys, I just love my Lumi unscented deodorant. Has been my go-to. I already have a backup, but I was like, well, let me just try another brand. That one though has been working so well. I think it's gonna be hard to compete, but this does smell really good, and it just, like I said, it sounded up my alley. It is aluminum free. It says seaweed extract and hyaluronic acid moisturize the skin while probiotics help neutralize the odor. So I will have to report back. And I also did get the small size of the Kayali Eden Sparkling Lychee. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. I had my daughter smell it and she said it smells like sweet tarts. I'm like, it does. It kind of smells like grown-up sweet tarts. So perfect. Okay, let's put on this Milk Makeup stuff. So just see what it looks like. It's really feeling like water. You know, I don't notice a noticeable scent. The thing is, like, if this just provide some hydration and a little bit of skincare, but it's not really making my makeup last longer, it's kind of one of those steps I would just cut out because I can get good moisture from a sunscreen or something like that. So let's just see. It is interesting. It feels lightweight. So you can see it's picking up some of the sunscreen. And obviously like that's a white cast kind of sunscreen, but either way, I mean, if it can't work with that, I can't use this. So definitely looks moisturized. Definitely kind of once you've rubbed the foam, it turns into a more water-like feeling. It's working on top of it. Like once I got that bit of sunscreen worked back into the skin, it's fine. We'll see. That one might be going back. I'm really torn on these next two products I want to try. I got the thing I'm really excited about from Supergoop. I knew I would say Supergoop. Supergoop. It's their Protectint Daily SPF Tint. So it's SPF 50. It says it's an effortless blendable skin tint with powerful sun protection, barely there feel, light coverage. Okay. This sounds like something I might reach for in my day-to-day where if I'm not doing a full face of makeup, I just kind of want some coverage. It sounds similar to how I use the CoverGirl Essence that I love. The shade I think is actually gonna be pretty good. Might be a little light, but no, actually that might be spot on. Wow. So I got the shade 20C. I'm gonna try it with maybe my finger first over here. Just see how that goes. And then we'll compare what it looks like. The other thing, I feel like you could use this as like a, well, I guess that kind of seems silly, but like as a primer. I don't know, like could you just use it as your SPF? I feel like you could. So if you put a thick enough layer of this, you could just use it as your SPF and then still go in with more coverage if you wanted. So instead of having a white cast, you'd have a tint that's close to your skin, you know? So without and with, definitely is not a lot of coverage. Like looking at it without, I mean, it looks very similar, but I'm kind of really loving the idea of this being my SPF because if this is just my SPF, it looks beautiful. Like I like the way my skin looks with it. It's super hydrated, but the idea of, you know, using it for your everything, you know what I mean? Your foundation, I think you just have to be okay with very low coverage, right? Let's try it with a brush, see if we get a little more. I'm getting a little more coverage with the brush, which makes sense. I might bring this with me on my next trip as my sunscreen. I'm just like loving the way this is looking. So definitely a little more coverage with the brush. There's no doubt about that. You can see a lot more of my frecklage and redness. So let's try a little bit on this side again. And I love that it's just like a squeezy little bottle so you can really see how much is, well, I would assume you'll eventually be able to see how much is left. This brush, by the way, is great. It's from BK Beauty. It's the 106. It's like smaller, but it is so good. Their brushes are just good. If you need new ones, these are good ones. I know I have some kind of discount code I'll put below to save a little bit of money, but yeah, these are top tier. Well, I'm loving the way my skin looks, I have to say. I just feel like if you saw someone and their skin looks like this in person, you'd be like, okay, are they wearing makeup? I can't tell. Their skin looks nice though. Like it's glowy. Like we can tell she's 35, but you know what I mean. So yay. And I'm thrilled about the shade match. That was unbelievably like spot on. So I would leave it like this, but I have another skin tint that I want to try. So I'm like, do I wipe this off and start over? That seems crazy. Maybe I'll wipe half off. Maybe I'll just put this on top. But no, I want to see what this looks like. So, okay, I'll be right back. Okay, I've reapplied sunscreen over here. I'm not gonna put on the Milk Cloud Foam because I just feel like I'm already noticing it's like there's too much. There's too many layers going on over here. So even though it looks really nice, I can see some of it pilling up because with the sunscreen and the Milk Foam. So I really do think I'm gonna return the foaming stuff. I let curiosity get the better of me, you know? All right, so this is the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Serum Skin Tint. I've heard so many good things about this. I got the shade 2. Hopefully it will be a good shade match. I think it's a little bit warmer than what we were using, or a little bit more yellow. Ooh, gives a nice hydrating look, and it still has a little bit of coverage. Wow, again, a really nice look. I think it has, honestly, about the same amount of coverage as the SPF tint when you use a brush, but I like it. I mean, it's a light to medium. No, I don't think it's full medium coverage. Let's add a little bit more and just see if we can get a little more coverage. Yeah, I think I got a little bit more, but it feels easy to work with. Don't you feel like some skin tints can be really finicky And this one seems just easy. It's not looking weird on the skin. It's still got some coverage. Wow. So I've got 2 new fun things to be playing with. I was gonna say I'll have to try putting this on and then this on top, but I feel like that's kind of overkill. But at the same time, I would still need an SPF. So again, I will report back. Definitely like comparing this side to this side, the Danessa Myricks definitely looks glowier, which is interesting. Not glowy, but super hydrated, which is interesting considering we had the like Milk Makeup hydrating foam on top too. So you know what I mean? It's even more hydrating. Okay, I think we focused on those for too long. Let's keep going. I'm just gonna use the Fenty Beauty concealer. This, I think, is not as hydrating as I had hoped. It's just one of those that every time I use it, I'm like, I don't know. It's nice though, I don't hate it, but it's just not a favorite. It's not as, I think I wanted it to almost be tackier. I will say I definitely think it looks best with your finger. I've tried it with a brush, which is my typical, and I didn't really love it that way. So I think a finger is the best way, and that's how I can keep more of the hydration, because like this looks nice. But any other way I've applied it, I just feel like it looks dry. I also have tried to let it sit and get tacky, and I feel like it looked worse. So that method that I would typically try didn't work the way I wanted it to. So I don't think it's bad. I just don't know that this will ever be a holy grail of mine. And I did end up repurchasing the Natasha Denona one, which is still my favorite. I mean, like, if I only had one concealer for the rest of my life, that would be the one. Okay, fast forward a bit. I did my eye makeup, and now, if you're curious, I used the Essence Make Me Brow in the brows, the Sephora 12-Hour Liner in Tiramisu, and then the Essence Lash Princess in Black Brown. I have grown to like a lot more. So, the bronzer we're gonna use is one I am so excited to try. It's the Glossier Cloud Paint Seamless Cheek Color in the shade Sail. I'm hoping it's a decent shade. I feel like it's gonna be perfect for me. I haven't played with the Glossier Cloud Paint blushes in a while. Oh my gosh, this looks, for my skin tone, right up my alley. It's not too warm. So I think what I'm gonna do is use the brush to get the product and then tap it in and see what we're, oh my gosh, this looks really nice. Definitely is a little bit warmer. I mean, it's not wildly warm, but it's not orange. And you know, especially if you're a fair skin tone and it, well, I feel like with any skin tone, when it's just not right for you, you just know. When you look at it, you're like, okay, not right for me. This is feeling like the perfect amount of daytime bronzer. You know what I mean? Where it's definitely, I'm definitely wearing bronzer, like you can see it, but it blends so nicely into the skin. Oh my gosh. I am getting really excited about this. Gosh, I feel like I'm just having a, not a renaissance, but like just a reinvigoration for trying makeup and stuff. This is getting me there. I definitely like this method of just doing it on your hand and tapping it on versus like putting a few dots on and then blending it. But this formula is so easy to work with. You could do it that way. And that's how their cloud paints are too. They have a nice transparency to them, so that makes it easier to work with. Cool. Like, I feel like that really amped up my face in exactly the amount that I want. Okay. We have two blushes to try. This one is from Haus Labs. It's the Color Fuse blush. I got Pomelo Peach. I did look at this the other day when I first got the package in, and it's a little bit brighter peach than I was picturing. Nonetheless, I'm excited to try it. I think it's gonna go on not crazy bright though. Tap a little off and then, okay, no, it can go on bright. Just kidding. Oh boy, oh no. Ooh. It deceived me. I was tapping it onto my hand and it didn't look too bright. Man, okay. So beware, especially if it's a color that's not quite, if you've tried this, do you have another shade you'd recommend? I think this is just too bright for what I like. And obviously I can be a little more careful with it, but still, it's just not a tone I love. If I'm gonna go peach, I want it to be less red and more peach. But I could see this being really pretty. I feel like the formula was nice though. It doesn't look splotchy, it's just too much. But I also love the packaging. I think this is really cute. It's small, it's not ginormous, you know. If you have the Haus Labs bronzer, like that is like, if you were to, it'd be this much bigger. So it's definitely smaller, perfect amount of blush, but I might look at other shades because I did like the formula. I've been getting more into powder blushes lately. And you know, I will forever love cream blushes, but yeah, I've just been getting a little more into them. Do we do this? I was gonna top it with this. I wanna try it. This is the Rare Beauty Soft Pinch Luminous Powder Blush. These have taken off. It feels like the formula of their highlighters like this, where it feels almost like a cream to powder type vibe. Very, very luminous. I mean, wow. So this is the shade Hope, which is definitely one of the lighter ones that they had. I'm just gonna kind of tap this on top. I might need to get a little bit of that skin tint to kind of blend all this together, maybe a little powder foundation, but very easily transfers to the brush. Oh my gosh. We're clowning around, baby, okay? It's for science. That looks awful. That looks awful. Hold on. Gosh. I'm literally going in with that Danessa Myricks skin tint to just even it all out. That looks a lot better. Wow. So, don't want those together, obviously, but I do, I don't know about that Rare Beauty one. Again, it's so vibrant. It's more than what I would typically want, really ever. Like, I like a glowy blush because it can be all in one, but I think this is just too far. Like Michael says in the office, too far. That's exactly how I feel. I'm really excited to give this a whirl. This is the Givenchy Prisme Libre Loose Powder. This is the shade 2. So I've tried, I've tried their blush. Same exact packaging. And I like it. I think it can be a little finicky. Like you gotta mix it right and make sure it's on your brush evenly. It's a little finicky, but it looks pretty when you do it right. It's just one of those things. Well, this is a loose powder, but I think this is the mini size, if I remember right, which I love that they sell. I wanted to try it for my under eyes and just see what it looks like. So it has a little powder puff. Oh, that's right. I was trying to get this up the other day and I could not get it. That person was easily just driving 80 miles an hour. My goodness. People are so reckless in their cars. I do not understand it. Give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe there's an emergency, but my goodness. I don't think I can open this. If you could have seen the hackneyed way I just got this open, it was unbelievable. Okay, so I got the 4 powders in there and I'm gonna use a brush, I think. Okay, wow. Wow, the difference. Oh my gosh. The difference between it being powdered and not is wild to see. I like that this is not like white, not a white translucent powder, that it's got a little bit of a tint to it. That's what kind of drew me to it. They have a pink version of this too that I'm a little bit interested in because I do like the pink one I have from Jones Road. But yeah, that looks so nice. I'm gonna use the bit that's left just to kind of set the rest of my face since it is just a loose powder. I can do whatever I want with it. Wow. Okay, that's pretty exciting. And again, I just love that they have a mini version of it. I don't think I bought, other than the lip balm, I did not buy any lip products. I feel like I'm in a good spot right now with lips. Like I've got plenty, so I didn't really feel like, you know what I mean, I needed anything. This is the Sephora liner in Rose Wine. It's a little bit deeper. I'm just kind of, honestly, I probably should have wiped the lip balm off, but it's kind of making a really pretty lip with it, isn't it? We are having the rainiest spring here. It's really pretty, but it's a little dreary. I'm gonna put the e.l.f. Glow Reviver lip oil on. This is the one in pink quartz. It's just kind of like clearish, pinkish, just to seal the deal. Nice. So to finish off the other things I got, I know this video is so long at this point. I did end up getting the Sol de Janeiro Bom Dia body scrub. I want to smell this. I liked that it was a body scrub with exfoliant in it. It's got AHA and BHA. A drugstore version of this that I absolutely love, I will link below, that is also AHA. You don't need to spend the money, but I just wanted to try it and I also want to smell it. What is that smell? Okay, it smells like tobacco. Like vanilla pipe tobacco. Do you know that smell? Yeah, so look at the texture of this though. That's pretty cool. So yeah, I'm really excited to put that in my shower and give it a try. I also appreciate that they put like this bumpy part so you can actually grip it and open it when your hands are wet and slippery in the shower. I think that was really smart. The other thing, so I told you I repurchased the Natasha Denona concealer. I also repurchased the Makeup by Mario Perfect Brown eyeliner. You guys know I love. The Tower 28 Make Waves mascara, you know I love. I have the brown and the black. I still like the black one better. I don't know, I feel like the formula is slightly different and I like the black, but. And then I also repurchased the Stila Wanderlust Glitter and Glow eye product, and I think that's everything. Big haul, I know. So I typically share in this kind of video my top picks, what I recommend the most after this first impressions. Honestly, pretty easy. I really, really enjoyed the Glossier Cloud Paint bronzer, if you will. Or at least these bronzer shades. I just feel like it was so unbelievably easy to work with. The Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin, can't wait to use tomorrow. The Supergoop Protectint, can't wait to use tomorrow. I also loved the way this powder looked on my under eye, like, man. I also loved the lip balm, like this was a good one. The other things, like the shades of the blushes, the Rare Beauty blush, the Milk Primer, I just feel very about, so I might return one of those, if not more, maybe get the appropriate shade. We'll see what I end up doing. But yeah, those are my top picks. This was a good one. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, I hope that you'll subscribe, give this video a thumbs up. Stick around, I've got a lot more beauty videos and reviews coming up. I also do vlogs if you're curious to see behind the scenes of what it's like to do what I do for my full-time job. I include that in vlogs and all kinds of other stuff. I'd love to have you check those out if you haven't yet. And also come say hey to me over on Instagram. It's Jessica Braun over there. And yeah, I love you guys so much. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.